What's going on, everybody? This is Chris with the Otterline. This is the Otterline Report, the daily podcast where we dive into NHL and NBA predictions and banter, headlines, talk, all that kind of stuff. So let's just review yesterday and then go over today's picks. So what we got going on today? So yesterday, the NHL, our predictions went 5 wins, 4 losses. The NBA, we went 4 wins, 2 losses. So pretty solid night overall for the model. This week, my particular plays have gone 10 wins, 10 losses, while the model itself has gone 13 and 10 on power play picks. So I am underperforming the AI at this point, but we're hoping to turn that around in the coming days. Last in the NHL, most surprising, honestly, Columbus Blue Jackets just completely destroyed Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay kept crawling their way back into the game, but Columbus kept pulling ahead. So Columbus takes that game 8-5, which is pretty substantial for Columbus to pull off 8 goals against Tampa. That hasn't happened too much this year. Edmonton, last minute, ties the game up, wins that overtime. McDavid had a crazy, crazy night. Buffalo handled the Islanders, no problem. Utah against Nashville, no problem. Carolina handled Ottawa. So those games were pretty one-sided. Same with Detroit over Winnipeg. And then Florida with Marchand back and Tkachuk, lovely to take Minnesota. And also that Boston-Montreal game was crazy. Really good game. Coffee gets the hat trick, but Bruins still take it, which was nice for us. And the NBA, we did really well too. We did 4 wins, 2 losses. The Golden State game was actually postponed, so that will happen today. But the slate was good. My picks, 50%. It's unfortunate. Knicks, that was a big win, but we lost the Boston bet, and we also lost the Tampa Bay bet. But then we won the Boston, so that could have been a pretty ugly night if Boston didn't pull that comeback. But luckily they did, and we took that, no problem. Let's see if there's any kind of headlines around the NHL that look particularly interested. Nothing quite that exciting yet. Okay. So moving on to today. If you're looking for today's NHL and NBA picks, you're at the right place. And in the spring, we will be going heavy into MLB. I'm really excited for that. We're going to be playing Moneyball, man. So we're new on the NBA scene though, but I've been really enjoying it. It's been a fun time. Now, the Otterline.club, it is a lot more sophisticated for the NHL and hockey. But as time goes on, we'll continue to build out the NBA infrastructure to make it more enjoyable. If you're on the Otterline.club/stream page, you can get this little modal up here, and it'll tell you a lot of information about the game and the pick and all that kind of stuff. Currently, NBA, you click it, you get nothing. However, it will show you our pick. This is a premium feature, $10 per month. So today, what are the picks? I pretty much always am going to pick Florida if it makes sense to. They are my team, and it makes the game that much better. So Florida, Chicago, we are going to Florida Panthers. 148 game sample size, which is substantial with a 60% win rate. So that's really nice. And Florida is 6-4 and the 13-10 away, while Chicago is 5-4 last 10 and 11-12 at home. So I've struggled a little bit at home. So this is a game we like Florida. They're desperate for these points. They can't give games like this away, but Florida has struggled against Chicago in the past. But this is a big game for Florida. Florida cannot afford to lose these kinds of games. So we're going to Florida. They got Marchand back. They got Tkachuk back. We got Bob and Net. We're praying on this one. So we need a big game tonight, Florida Panthers. And then we're going Ottawa versus the Golden Knights. We're going Vegas. And then Anaheim versus Calgary. We're going Calgary. That's kind of a risky one. That's kind of a coin flip. But let's look at the Vegas and Ottawa game. So this is a 65 game sample size, which means when the model has had these 4 models in agreement, the same 4, it's happened 65 times, and it's won 64.6% of the time. So the model is leaning towards a Vegas win, but it's which means it's wrong like 35 or 40% of the time. So none of this is 100%. This is just trying to find an edge. That's all this is. This isn't a grand all like they're 100% going to win. It's like they have a good chance. We're leaning this way. We're playing the averages. What that means is if you use this strategy over the month, you should be profitable because we're playing the averages. Because maybe the model loses this one, that rate goes down a little bit, but then wins the next two type of thing. Over 10 games, it'll lose 4, basically. So tonight, it's 57% chance Vegas, 43 Ottawa. But Ottawa, when they play good, they look good. So, like, you don't want to sleep on any team, but we're going to Vegas. The model likes Vegas. We're going to Vegas. Vegas is 8-2. Ottawa's 3-5. So Ottawa's struggles in goaltending continue. So we're going to Vegas as they tend to get a lot of shots on net. And what else we got? Anaheim and Calgary. This one I was a little 50-50 on. Anaheim's been looking really good. They're 6-4 on the road. They're 12-13. And then we have Calgary Flames, who at home are solid, but they're 3-6. So this is like a 50-50. The market's leaning Anaheim here. Calgary's technically the underdog. But we're going to go Calgary because when these models have agreed, it's won 59% of the time over 200 games. So pretty substantial size, data size, and a 59% win rate is quite good. So we're going to go ahead and pick up the value underdog here with the Calgary Flames. So moving on to the NBA now, admittedly, and this might be good for me because sometimes it's hard for me to take certain games in the NHL because I think there's no way this team can win, and then they do, right? Example was Philadelphia the other night against Colorado. That was a play I never would make. But if it was the NBA, I might make it because I don't know that much if the model tells you to do it. So with that in mind, let me bring up. So anyway, we're going Denver tonight, right? So let me just go back to, I'll actually show you the NBA consensus page. So basically there's 3 models that we track, and when they agree, we track it. It predicts the pick. So there's this verified value tab, and within there, it's basically trying to find the picks that have around a 50% or less chance to win, which are like the picks that are worth making. Because I find in the NBA, there's a lot of super lopsided games. Like tonight, Detroit over Sacramento Kings. Like they give Detroit almost a 90% chance to win. It's not worth betting on, right? So we're trying to find the value. So I made this verified value tab. It takes the 3, however many games are valuable that night. And we go ahead and make, so 41% chance to win, 49% chance, 40. And like these have done, I just started tracking them. But before I was tracking, they were doing decent. Last night it went 1 win, 2 losses, which is unfortunate. But when you're betting the heavy underdogs, it's going to be hard to have like a super high win rate, but we're going to try our best here. Anyway, so this combination, Denver over Memphis, it's CBS and Chatty. So when CBS and Chatty have got together, they've won 65% of the time over 93 games. So that's pretty decent, right? So they've won 60% of the time. This is 41% chance to win. I like that bet. It's a good bet. So we're going to go ahead and take that tonight. So we'll go back to the stream page here. So I have 3 hockey and 1 NBA. So in hockey, NHL, we're taking Florida Panthers, Vegas, and Calgary. And then in the NBA, we're taking Denver. Now, I'm trying not to, like 3 picks is really where I like to be. But I just felt like there was some good plays tonight. So I went ahead and did 4, which is, again, more than I like to do. But it just kind of made sense. Now, interesting thing we're trying here. I don't know how many of you are on Polymarket. If not, you probably should be because it's where you're going to get the best odds. But I've created a page. So one thing that I've noticed on Polymarket and probably other prediction markets like Kalshi is the games are actually live to trade, to buy, predict on 2, 3, 4 days ahead of time. And leading up to the game, there's a lot of really strange line movements, and I think there's an arbitrage opportunity there. What I mean by that is, so example, right now we have Philadelphia versus Columbus Blue Jackets on January 28th. Currently, Philadelphia's price is 39 cents, which gives them a 39% chance to win that game, which means you're giving Columbus a 61 chance to win that game at 61 cents. I believe, and the model picked up on this, that is mispriced and should be closer to like 50-50. So should this go up to like 45 or close to 50, you can get a 25-30% gain on that, and you sell before the game actually starts. So otterline.club/swing, we're going to track these potential arbitrage opportunities, taking an advantage of inefficiencies in the market, arbitrage opportunities. So if that sounds interesting, $10 a month gets you NBA, NHL. It's going to have this swing tracker on there. So I just started doing this, so I'm not sure the effectiveness of it. I did one, and I got a 30%. So I said, hey, this might work. Implemented it. The nice thing about it is at 39 cents, 39% chance to win for Philly. Like, there's very little risk. Like, this isn't going to go much lower until game. If you are holding on to this during the game, very risky. But if you sell it before the game, there's almost no risk, because it's like 39 cents. It's not going to go much cheaper than that. Maybe 35 if something drastic happens. But anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. So that's what we got going on today, guys. Fairly busy night, both leagues, but not too busy. We've seen more. That's it. All right. Peace.